Raise your hand if you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, what happened to my hair? Dryness, frizz, split ends. It's like your hair is crying for help. If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today I'm giving you 5 science-backed tips to repair damaged hair and bring it back to life. And trust me, I've not only been there myself, I've also seen it in a lot of clients too. Fried ends, breakage, the whole nightmare. So I know what actually works. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear game plan to fix your hair. So hit that like and subscribe button if you're excited, and let's get into it. Tip number 1, use protein treatments to rebuild strength. So let's start with something a lot of people get wrong, protein treatments. Your hair is made of keratin, which is a type of protein. Think of it like the building blocks of your hair. Every time you use heat, color your hair, or even just brush too aggressively, those protein bonds start breaking down. And what happens when a building loses its foundation? It starts falling apart, which is basically what's happening to your hair when it's snapping off. Now, here's where protein treatments come in. They work by temporarily filling in the gaps in your hair structure, making it stronger and more resilient. But not all protein treatments are created equal. Let's break it down. Hydrolyzed keratin. This is a broken down version of the same protein your hair is made of, so it can actually penetrate and reinforce weak spots. Silk proteins help smooth the cuticle, making hair feel soft to the touch and silky. Using bond builders like Olaplex or K18 are next level because they actually rebuild broken disulfide bonds inside the hair, not just coat the outside. But here's something most people don't know. Too much protein can make your hair even more brittle. If you really use heat, color, or bleach your hair, you probably don't have a lot of damage to your hair. In this case, you would want to avoid using protein treatments as these can build up in the hair, causing more damage. If your hair starts feeling stiff or dry after protein treatments, you need to balance it with moisture, which brings us to tip number 2. Tip number 2, hydration equals flexibility. Okay, now let's talk about hydration, because if your hair is feeling rough, frizzy, or just crispy, you're probably dehydrated. Your hair has 3 layers, the cuticle, which is the outer layer, the cortex, which is the middle, and the medulla, which is the inner core. When the cuticle is damaged, moisture literally escapes, leaving your hair dry and fragile. Think of your hair like a sponge. A dry sponge is stiff and brittle, but when it's soaked with water, it becomes soft and flexible. That's exactly how moisture works in your hair. So what's the fix? How do you rehydrate your hair? You use a deep conditioner, but not just any random conditioner. You want to be using one that is suitable for your particular hair needs. Let's talk about what actually works. Humectants like glycerin and hyaluronic acid. These attract moisture from the air into your hair, making it plump and hydrated. Emollients like shea butter and natural oils. These smooth the cuticle, making your hair feel soft and manageable. Occlusives like silicons and ceramides. These seal everything in so the moisture doesn't escape. A pro tip for you. When applying your deep conditioner, wrap your hair in a warm towel and leave it on for at least 20 minutes. The heat helps open up the cuticle, allowing the treatment to penetrate better. Game changer. Now, you can do all the treatments in the world, but if you keep damaging your hair daily, it won't help. So let's talk about the biggest culprit, heat and chemicals. Tip number 3, protect from heat and chemicals. Sometimes you just need that sleek, polished look, right? But here's the hard truth. Heat styling is one of the biggest culprits of hair damage. Heat breaks down protein bonds, making hair weaker and more prone to breakage. And if you bleach, dye, or perm your hair, that's double the damage because chemicals weaken the hair structure even more. So here's how to minimize the damage. Turn the heat down. If your hair is damaged, keep hot tools below 150 degrees, especially if you have fine, thin hair. Always use a heat protectant. It acts like a shield, absorbing some of the heat before it reaches your hair shaft. Look for silicone-based or polymer-based formulas. They literally coat your hair and absorb some of the heat before it gets to your strands. Although using silicone-based products can be controversial, they are still the most effective at preventing heat damage. If you stick around to the end of the video, I will show you a trick on how to test your heat protectant. Space out chemical treatments. Try to wait at least 8 weeks between bleaching or coloring and use bond repairing products in between like K18. Alternatively, you could consider a more low maintenance color like a balayage, for example. This will only need to be done around 3 times a year if you're using your natural hair color, which will be a lot less damaging for your hair. Now let's talk about something most people overlook, your scalp. Tip number 4, scalp health is everything. We all focus so much on the ends of our hair that we forget where it all starts. The scalp. Think of your scalp like the roots of a tree. If the roots don't get enough water, oxygen, and nutrients, the tree becomes weak, brittle, and stops growing properly. But when the roots are well nourished and healthy, the tree grows tall, strong, and full of life. Your hair works the same way. When your scalp is healthy, clean, and nourished, your hair grows stronger, shinier, and less prone to breakage. So here's what you need to do. Gently exfoliate your scalp once a week. Buildup from oil, sweat, and products can clog hair follicles, slowing down growth. Use a scalp scrub or a salicylic acid-based shampoo for a deep clean. Use scalp oils like rosemary or peppermint. Research shows rosemary oil can be as effective as minoxidil for stimulating hair growth. Massage your scalp daily. This increases blood circulation, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to your hair follicles. If you focus on scalp health, your hair will grow healthier and more resilient, and you'll see less shedding over time. And lastly, let's talk about something no one thinks about but should, your nighttime routine. Tip number 5, protect while you sleep. Split ends can't be repaired. They can only be trimmed off. If you ignore them, they'll travel up your hair shaft, causing even more breakage. If you feel like your hair isn't growing, it may be due to the fact that it is breaking off, not because it isn't growing. Hair growth comes from the scalp, not the ends. So if you're not noticing hair length, this is probably the cause. And don't forget about nighttime damage. Tossing and turning on a cotton pillowcase creates friction, leading to frizz and breakage. Try switching to a silk or satin pillowcase. Less friction equals healthier hair. Use a satin bonnet or loose braid. This prevents tangling while you sleep. And never ever go to bed with wet hair. Hair is weakest when wet. When your hair is wet, the cuticle, which is the outer layer, is swollen and more fragile. This makes it more prone to breakage, stretching, and splitting, especially if you toss and turn in your sleep. A damp scalp also creates the perfect environment for bacteria and fungi to thrive. This can lead to scalp irritation, dandruff, and even fungal infections like scalp ringworm. So as promised, here is the bonus tip on how to check your heat protectant. I'm using the Milkshake Incredible Milk. This not only has a heat protectant in it, it also has 12 different benefits for your hair, which I'll pop on the screen now. And what you want to do is spray a few pumps onto the back of your hand and rub it into the skin. Then you want to grab your hairdryer, turn it on, and hold it over your hand where you've just sprayed the heat protector. If you can feel the heat, then your heat protectant isn't strong enough. If you can't feel the heat, then you're good to go. Just be careful when holding the hairdryer over your hand. You don't want to burn yourself. Bonus tip, you can also add in a few drops of oil to the mix. Oils have multiple benefits for your hair as well as helping protect against heat damage. I like the K18 oil. My hair is naturally very fine, so this oil works great. It is lightweight and it also has bond repair ingredients in it, so it's repairing my hair at the same time. Perfect combination. So there you have it. If you follow these 5 steps, you will notice a huge improvement. If you found any value from this video, please hit the like and subscribe button and tell me, what's your biggest hair struggle? Comment below and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.